Welcome back to Pilates by Brianna. Today's class is going to be an intermediate to advanced level workout. We will be standing and moving on the carriage, so make sure you're comfortable with that. We don't need any equipment. We don't need a box, ball, circle, nothing. We just need the reformer. So we're going to start with our footwork settings on my balanced body machine. For me, that's 3 heavy red, 1 medium blue. I have the foot bar up. You can start with the headrest up if you would like as well. So go ahead and get ready and let's get started.
You can come to lay on your back and you could bring the headrest up if you would like. Once you're settled on your back, you're going to put the toes on the bar, come into a Pilates V with the heels together. Find a neutral spine, take an inhale, and on your exhale, begin pressing the carriage out and in. Exhale to a full knee extension. The inner thighs will come together. Inhale to bring the carriage back in. We'll go for 2 more here. Last one. And then when the carriage is in, you can slide your feet up so the arches are on the bar, hip distance apart, toes are curled, and begin pressing out and in here. We'll take that same breathing pattern. Exhale as you press out, inhale to bring the carriage back in, controlling the carriage against the springs. We're going for about 8 to 10 repetitions for our footwork today. Last one. And then when the carriage is in at the stopper, slide the feet up so the heels are on the bar, still hip distance apart. Initiating with the glutes, begin pressing out and in here. Same breathing pattern, exhale out, inhale to control the carriage back in, and we're going for the 8 to 10 repetitions. Last time out and in. And then when the carriage is in, you can put the heels wide on the bar, hips are externally rotated, knees are wider than your shoulders, and then press out and in here. As you press out, think about drawing the heels in towards each other so you get some activation of the inner thighs. So you're not actually moving the legs, but just that sensation of trying to bring the heels towards each other. Last one here. And then when the carriage is in, put the toes back hip distance on the bar. You're in a high heel position to press out. And then you're going to pause, lower both heels below the bar, raise them up, bend the knees and come in. So we're doing a press out and then we're doing a heel raise 1 time, bend the knees and come in. When you do that heel raise, really think about using the calf to do that work. So you're letting the heel drop all the way underneath the bar and then using the calves to raise the heel all the way up. So we're working through that full range of motion, and then bend the knees and come back in. Last one. And then press the carriage out, stay out for a calf stretch. You're going to bend the left knee, let the right heel drop below the bar, feeling a stretch in the whole back right leg down towards the calf. And we'll hold it here. And then go ahead and switch. Bend the right knee and the left heel will drop. And then you can straighten both legs, bend the knees, and come in. Heels will go hip distance on the bar. You're going to put the headrest down if it's up, and we're going to go through some bridges. So normal bridges to start, hands are down by your side. Tuck the tailbone underneath as you begin peeling your back up off the carriage. Inhale at the top, exhale to roll on down. We'll do a few like that, getting some mobility into our pelvis, about 4 to 5 repetitions. Nice, slow, and controlled. We'll make this one our last one. Lift the hips up, inhale at the top, exhale to roll on down. Now we're going to add on to that. So go ahead, raise your hips up into a bridge again. Bring the right knee in towards the chest and then straighten the right leg up towards the ceiling. Lower the right leg towards the bar as far as you feel comfortable and then bring it back up. We'll do 10 of these. You're only going as far down as you're able to maintain an even and level hip. So the hips aren't dipping at all as you lower the leg down. Last time up and down with the leg. Then you could bend the knee, that right heel will go on the bar. Raise the hips up a little bit higher, reset, and then we'll repeat on the left leg. Bring the left leg up towards the ceiling, and then lower lift that left leg, using the right glute to help maintain that pelvic stability. Last one here. And then bend the knee, heel will go back on the bar, raise the hips all the way up again, and then roll back down through your spine. Heels will go wide on the bar, and just windshield wiper the legs side to side, getting a little release in the low back. And then you could bring the legs to center, let the legs drape over the bar, arms up towards the ceiling, roll on up for a spring change. Take off 2 heavy red springs, and put on 1 heavy red and 1 medium blue. We're going to go into just a quick mid-back series. So pick up the straps, I'm on the short loops, legs are in tabletop, begin pulling the arms down to your side and then back up towards the ceiling. We're using our lat muscles to pull down, so thinking of engaging the big muscles just underneath the shoulder blades. Exhale down, inhale back up. And now we'll add on to that. So as you pull down, you're going to raise the head and shoulders up off the carriage, as well as straighten out the legs. So we've got a chest lift and a full leg extension. Pause with the arms down, and then control the arms back up and everything can rest. Bend the elbows at your side for coordination. You're going to straighten everything, go into a chest lift, open, close the legs 3 times, bend the knees, bend the elbows, and rest down. So straighten the elbows, straighten the arms, chest lift, open, close the legs 3 times, bend the knees, bend the elbows, and lower down. You have 3 more rounds here. Once everything is rested down, you could put your feet on the bar, hang up the straps, and come on up. We're going to take off the 1 medium blue, so we're left with 1 heavy red. Turn around so you're facing the risers. You're going to have the right foot on the headrest. Left toes will be tucked underneath you. You have the left knee on the carriage. Pick up both straps. Flip the left palm. You're going to do a bicep curl with the left arm, and then a chest expansion with the right, and then switch. So just a little bit of coordination, a little bit of brain thinking going on. We're alternating sides, so you're going to do a bicep curl with one side as you do chest expansion with the opposite, and alternate through. We'll do 1 more on each side, and then rest. Both palms will face up. You're going to lift the left knee up so you're in a hover. Come all the way up to standing as you do a bicep curl, and then as you straighten out the arms, you'll hover the left knee above the carriage. So as you stand, you're doing a bicep curl. As you lower, you're hovering the knee above the carriage. Last one here. And then once the knee is in hover, pause, hinge forward, bring the arms back for triceps. Bend the elbows and straighten the elbows. Keep your spine straight, just a little hinge forward, bending the elbows and straightening the elbows. 2 more. Last one. And then bring the carriage all the way into the stopper and sit down. You're going to come to sit in Mermaid with the left shin up against the shoulder blocks and the right foot is in, so your right side is closer to the foot bar. Pick up the straps, short loop, interlace your hands. You're in a hug a tree position and you're going to rotate towards the foot bar. You're using the obliques to rotate and your hands are staying in line with the belly button. Exhale to turn, inhale back to center. Last one here, and then we'll add on to that. You're going to do that same exact rotation, but now you're going to come up into like a kneeling position as you rotate, and then sit back, hovering your hips above the carriage as you bring your arms back to center. So as you rotate, you're lifting up into a kneeling, and then as the arms come back to center, you're sending your hips back. And we're still kind of in a mermaid position with the legs. So you have that right foot in towards your left. Now you're going to stay lifted and just do the rotation. So you're staying in that kneeling position, rotate towards the foot bar and back to center. Last one here. And then you're going to stay up. I'm just grabbing hold on the long loop with my left arm. Right arm will go out over the foot bar. And then you're doing like a bow and arrow. So with that left arm, you're going to straighten it out in line with the right, and then bend the elbow back in towards your side. As you straighten the arm, you're also twisting, so that way you end up facing the foot bar. Last one here. And then you can sit down, hang up the strap. Stay in that mermaid position and we will go into mermaid stretch. As you press out with the right hand, left arm will come up and over. Try to keep the left arm by your ear. Don't let it come down in front of your face at all. Next time you press out, stay out, rotate so that way you're facing the foot bar, hands are wide. Bring the carriage in, keeping the elbows straight, shoulders down, lifting the chest up through the arms for a little bit of an extension. And then as you press out, your chest will lower. This time when you press out, stay out, come back to your side bending, bring the carriage all the way in and counter stretch. Left hand to the shoulder block, right arm up and over. And then come all the way up, put on a blue spring, take off the red one, stay facing the side of the reformer, come up to a tall kneeling, and then press the carriage out till you're finding a plank position. And then using the right obliques, you're going to bring the carriage all the way into the stopper and then press back out into a side plank. We'll go for 8 to 10 here. Last one here. And then you could bring the carriage all the way in, turn to face the foot bar, feet will go up against the shoulder blocks, you're still in kneeling, pick up the straps. Slight bend in the elbows, you're going to scoop the arms forward as you come up to tall kneeling, circle the arms wide. Once the arms are at your side, you can sit back down. So scoop forward and overhead, arms will come wide, and then sit back down. We'll do a few like that. Your palms will be up as you scoop forward and then facing forward as you bring the arms out to the side for big arm circles. Last one here. and then you can hang up the straps. I'm just going to take a moment to pet my dog. It looks like he wants some attention, and he deserves it. And then hands will go on the foot bar. Toes will be on the carriage. Knees are in a hover. Press out to plank and then bend the knees back in. Press out to plank and then bend the knees back in. Arms are not moving here. Trunk is not moving. The carriage is moving because you're pressing the legs out and in. Stay strong through the core and strong through the arms. Last one. Bring the carriage in and lower down. And then turn to your right, so the left hand is by the foot bar, and we're going to do our side planks on this side. So press out so you're in a side plank. And then you're going to bring the left hip to the left ribs as you bring the carriage in, and then out back to your side plank. And we'll do 8 to 10 here. Two more here, staying strong in the core and staying strong through that left arm. And then rest. Come to sit in Mermaid. We're going to put on one heavy red, take off that one medium blue. You're going to pick up the front strap, interlace your fingers in the short loop, sitting up nice and tall, reaching through the crown of our head, and we'll begin our oblique twist. You're going to rotate towards the foot bar and then use the core to control it back to center. So as you rotate, the arm is moving as at an extension of the spine. So it's the core doing the work, not the arms. Last one. And then we're going to stick with that same movement, but now you're also coming up into a kneeling position as you rotate. And then when you come back, you're going to hover the hips above the carriage and then raise back up to kneeling as you rotate. Last one, and then you'll stay up. And we're going to go right into our rotations. So staying in that up position. And again, that left foot is still in towards the right thigh. So so if you sat all the way back down, you'd be in Mermaid, and we're rotating here. Almost done. Last one. And then I'm going to my long loop, have the left arm out over the foot bar. The right elbow is bent at your side, and then you're going to straighten it as you rotate towards the foot bar. So when you come into that rotation, both arms will be facing over the foot bar. And then you're going to bend the elbow across your chest as you let the carriage come back in towards the stopper. Last one here. And then you can sit in Mermaid, hang up that strap. Left foot will go on the foot bar. As you press out, that right arm will come up and over into your side, bending a stretch. So getting a stretch through that whole right side. Now as you press out, rotate both hands on the bar for our rotation with extension. So as you bring the carriage in, the chest will lift up through the arms. Shoulders stay down away from the ears, elbows are straight. Carriage may or may not come all the way into the stopper, just going into that extension as much as you can. Press out, stay out, rotate back to your side bending, bring the carriage all the way in and counter stretch. Right hand to the shoulder blocks, left arm up and over. And then come on up. You're going to turn to face the risers. The left foot will be on the headrest, tuck the right toes underneath you, pick up both straps. I have my right hand palm up, left arm palm down, and we've got that alternating chest expansion and bicep curl. So each arm is doing a different movement and we're just alternating them. Last time with each arm. And then pause. Both palms will be up. Come to hover the right knee above the carriage. As you stand all the way up, you're going to do a bicep curl. And then lower back down, hover the right knee above the carriage as you straighten the elbows. So we're standing with that bicep curl and then coming back down to a hover. You can always stay in a half kneeling position or in a hover position if you don't feel comfortable coming up to standing. Last one. And then come back to hover, flip the hands so palms are facing down, bring the arms back, hinge forward for tricep press. So stay in that hinge position, arms stay behind you, and you're bending the elbows and straightening the elbows. Last one. And then when the carriage is all the way in at the stopper, you can rest down and hang up the straps. Good work, you guys. Bring both knees to the shoulder blocks, walk your way up to the risers, and then we're going to do a pull up here. So again, initiating with the latch, you're just going to pull the carriage towards the risers and then control it back out. I feel like I needed a little recovery from that arm work we were doing. Try to keep your spine straight and your hips are like you're hinging back a little bit. So the hips are low, the knees are bent. Last one. And then let the arms straighten and just sink into that nice shoulder stretch. You can put the hands on top of the risers for a bit more of a stretch if you would like. And then bring both hands to the frame, carefully walk the carriage on back and come on off. And then we're going to come to standing. Two options here. You can either have the right foot on the platform or you can bring it up to the foot bar. So whatever you're comfortable with, and the left foot will be on the carriage. You're going to keep the left knee straight and press out with the right leg. So you're using the right outer thigh to press out and then control it back in. I like to have my hands on my hips, but whatever is comfortable for you works. Last one, out and in. And then when the carriage is in, carefully bring the right foot to the carriage. I'm going to add on a yellow spring just for more support for me. I'm going to have my right foot on the foot bar and bring my left foot back against the shoulder block. And then I'm coming all the way up. With the right leg, I'm going to press the carriage out and then control it back in. So nice and careful here, really working on that stability. And I don't know if you can see me, but I'm pretty shaky here. So nice, slow and controlled for this one. Last one. And then when the carriage is in, You're going to bring both feet to the carriage. Walk your legs forward for elephant. Come into a rounded spine. Heels will stay down on the carriage as you press out with the back of the legs, and use the core to bring the carriage back in. So we're just doing elephant to transition between sides. Last time out and in. And then you can come up. You're going to carefully bring the left foot on the foot bar, and then the right heel will be up against the shoulder block. When you feel settled there, you can come up into an upright position. I like my hands on my hips. And then you're pressing back with the left leg, trying to keep the right leg pretty straight. And then control it back in. Pressing out with the left leg and controlling it back in. Last one. And then bring the carriage in and carefully step that foot down. I'm taking off my one light spring, so I'm left on one heavy. I am turning so that my left foot can come on the foot bar. Right foot is underneath my right hip, and then press out with the left leg and control it back in. So we're working that outer left leg. And you'll probably be feeling the right one too, as it's taking most of the weight bearing, and after all the work we've done on the legs today. Last one. And then bring the carriage in. Carefully step on off. I'm adding on one heavy red, so that way I have two heavy reds on, or you can be on a heavy and a medium. And we're going to finish with feet and straps. So you can come to lay on your back and go ahead and put your feet through the long loops. Once you're set up, we'll start in frog. Heels together, toes apart. Press out as you straighten the legs and the legs to come together. And then as you bend the knees will come wide. Next time you straighten the legs, keep them straight. Open the legs out wide, carriage will move, and then close the legs, bring the heels back together. So you're going out with the toes, back in with the heels, working the inner thighs. Last one. And then when the heels are together, keep the legs straight as you come up through center. Circle the legs around, away from each other and down, and then back up through center. So big hip circles. Only going as wide as you feel comfortable. Last time in this direction. And then when the legs are overhead, we'll pause and reverse. Keep the legs together as you lower them. Circle them away from each other, around and up, back together, and then down through center together. So big hip circles in the opposite direction. Last time around here. And then when the legs are together, you could pause, lower the legs down over the foot bar. You're going to bend the left knee. The foot will go to the outside of the frame onto the ground, and then the right leg will go up towards the ceiling. So we're getting a stretch in the back of the right leg and in that left hip flexor. You can pull on the strap of the right leg for a little bit more of a stretch if you would like. And then if you would like to bring that right leg out to the side, that's an option for you as well for more of an inner thigh stretch on that right leg. Bring the leg back up to center. Bend the right knee, put some tension on the rope to help the left one come up. And then we'll switch. Bend the right knee, that foot will find the floor on the outer edge of the frame, and that left leg will go up towards the ceiling. And then you could bring that left leg out to the side for a left inner thigh stretch if you would like. And then you could bring that left leg back up to center, bend the left knee, put some tension on the rope, press out a little bit to help the right leg come back up. And then we'll finish in a butterfly stretch. Bottoms of the feet will come together, knees out wide. You could pull the legs in towards you for a little bit more of a stretch, the feet in towards you, or you could push the knees away from you. And then you can take your feet out of the straps. That is everything for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this workout. Please subscribe, share, follow along for more videos. See you next time.